Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown here with Ryan Graham,
Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber,
Hello.
and this is State of Atlanta.
Oh, wait. I got my beer. There we go.
Oh, God. Never, if you ever start a podcast, never give one of your co-hosts admin authority. Because then they think they can just do whatever the hell they want to do.
Changed. This is the normal layout. You're trying to change things right now for some reason.
Well, Tim changed things. And it looks fantastic. So
look at that.
Tim with the fire.
I'm okay with
Tim with the fire.
Exactly. So we're all agreeing that we're doing changes tonight. We're changing things.
Yes,
that's
lots
all
of
good.
changes.
Ryan
I'm not changing
is a deal. All right, welcome back, guys.
That's true. So like objectively and not because of this, that is true.
Ryan's been at a work outing for the past 3 hours, so
At minimum, right?
Yeah, my drink's been paid for.
unnaturally. Exactly. You never drink harder than when it's free. But so
Man.
Ryan, when you get free drinks, do you still drink PBR or do you get better stuff?
Yes. No, I still drink PBR because I like PBR.
Right. Yeah. That's what
But my
Charlie was
boss,
giving me
who
crap
pays
about.
for it, also drinks PBR with me. Actually, today he was drinking like Truly or something. What?
What
Neutral.
waters?
Neutral. They are sponsored by.
Neutral.
Not sponsored by at all, but Neutral. That's what they have. We go to Steam House. We hang out at Steam House.
Good spot.
Yeah,
So
Steam House.
Charlie's giving me crap. Troy was giving me crap at all. We'll move on. No, at the spring tour event, Troy's giving me crap because I was drinking Sweetwater IPA. And he's like, you always drink piss beer whenever I see you at tailgates. I'm like, yeah, because I'm the one paying for it. If you're going to pay for IPAs and better beer, then, I mean, and let's face it, albeit an IPA, Sweetwater IPA is barely better than a piss beer. It's like a piss IPA.
I make enough money to buy beer that I enjoy, and so I buy PBR because I love it.
And
It's delicious.
And thank God, so do gas station attendants. Gas station attendants make enough money to buy PBR as well. So yeah, you're really talking about how much you make there. Honestly, I've got no idea what a gas station attendant does. I think at Buc-ee's you can make $350,000 a year. So yeah,
It's not bad.
Maybe. Occasionally I buy Guinness, when I'm feeling a little Guinnessy. I don't know. Is that a word?
Refined? A little refined.
When I'm feeling like I need to spend a little more money, I'll pound a couple of them back.
There you go. For less alcohol content. Isn't like Guinness like 4.2?
It is.
And your PBR is probably over a 5, right? It's less than less than a light beer. Guinness is less than Miller Lite and Bud Light, I believe. I think Guinness is
calorically and then alcohol wise, it is more like a light beer than it is like a heavy beer.
Correct. It gives the look of a heavy beer. You think it is like a dessert beer type thing. All right, we're getting way off.
Yeah,
we're way off track.
People are like, I'm eating bread, and I'm like, you're not. Tim, please add to the conversation. Jesus Christ, we have talked over you like 10 times.
It's fine.
We have.
No, it's not fine. I want to call us out on this one because it has happened. No. I watched it. I did it.
All good, right?
In general,
let's talk Georgia State now.
Well, continuing the beer trend, let's talk about the beer guy at the Georgia Tech baseball game last night because he was a fan of the Panthers, or at least specifically, he was a fan of us. I think we were the only people that were buying beer in the city. Yes. I didn't see anybody in our section drinking beer, but we drank a lot for our section. Ryan, we went down to use the restroom at one point, and as we're on our way back up, we're buying more beer. I'm like, when's last call? When do you serve at the? And I think he said the end of the 7th inning or something like that. I'm like, cool. Just give us a heads up, whatever. His little beer cart was like not viewable from our seats. Like it was around the corner. Like you come down the steps and it was around the corner. All of a sudden you hear all this rumbling. You look down, this guy has pushed his entire beer cart up to the fence of the baseball field so he can see us to let us know when it was beer time.
Best beer guy ever.
Good. Good.
By far.
You guys did us proud.
Yes. Yeah.
We did that.
I don't know how much Tim can talk about last night.
What I loved was all the text messages that I got, and in the group chat too. Was like it was very clear to me that you guys were having just a blast.
We had a
like
fantastic time.
That was a fun time.
It's what we do. It's just what we do. And this time, we did not get, or I did not get talked to by security. We did have one Georgia State fan that was escorted off the premises.
Yeah.
So, but not affiliated with us. Just we heard about it.
I was going to say, can you name that person later? I'm interested.
Sure.
You won't be surprised. You won't be surprised at all. But yeah, it was a good time. The game was so wild, though. We got there. We missed the first couple of innings because we were pre-gaming at a bar. But we were already down.
You guys
right?
there?
When we
Is
got
that
there.
what you did there?
We did go to there.
Yeah, we were there on Fifth.
Yeah.
Great place. Good times. Probably the only place in
burgers,
Midtown Atlanta.
Man. They got really solid burgers.
Probably the only place in downtown or Midtown Atlanta you can get a $3 pint of beer. So that's it's always a big win in my books. But no, we got there a little. We were already down a little bit, right, Tim? We were down like 3 or 4 runs when we got there.
3 runs, yeah.
Yeah, and then it just like cascaded from that point. Like we got a couple of dingers that we got to see, and then I don't know, I don't know how they got 23 runs on us. They definitely were. They were definitely scoring. I watched them score, but
23-8. Yes.
Yeah, 23-8. But I kept on watching the guys cross the bases. But I know I was drinking a lot, but I didn't count 23 dudes cross the bases. It was the numbers just. I think they were using some weird some new math, some whatever that weird stuff is they call
some
it
calculus.
Every run equals 3, maybe.
They were doing some common core math over there in Midtown.
They were not doing common core at Georgia Tech. That's not true.
They probably beat
No
common
way.
core out of them if they try it, right?
Yeah,
but it was a good time.
I mean, so typically we do give up a lot of runs, though. I mean that this team has given up a lot of runs, and that is what we do. And what we end up doing is just outrunning. Right, we just score a lot more than our opponents, but like our opponents seem to be able to score a lot of runs.
It seems like when we don't score big, we don't win games. Like we've got and hell, I mean, 23 runs. Giving it 23 runs, there's very little chance that you're coming back. But yeah, we are a hitting team, not a pitching team. So if we're not, if the bats are cold one night, then you can just say goodbye to that game. Looking at the past couple of games, the closest one was a 6-4 win against Arkansas State, who's last in conference. And those 4 runs, not all of them, but they were in a 9th inning rally there, and we were able to shut them down somehow. But like a 6-4 is not a very common win for us. Like the day before, we lost to the worst team in the conference, 3-11. Yeah, we weren't swinging the bats, or we weren't we were making contact at least. So
apparently we do have suspect pitching, but also I think some of our players are injured. Apparently, one of them gruesomely injured in the hand. Apparently, with a knife. I've heard. So yeah, we don't have the pitching power to at least midweek games. I'd rather save it for honestly conference games
anyway.
Get
cut by somebody rando.
I don't know. The rumor is he had a knife through his hand. So gotta assume that's gotta hurt.
You don't want that as a pitcher. That seems like a bad
injury
somewhere.
Yeah. Well, it depends on if it's your throwing hand or not.
It sounds like a
wild guess that it is. Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah. It was a bummer about the Arkansas State series. We won 2 of the 3. Won the series. We won 2 of 3. But that was we talked about last week. This was a chance for us to really kind of turn a corner with the baseball team in midseason, and I was hoping we could sweep them. We did do what I wanted to do, which was we were able to split the games between Tech and Mercer. The guys put up 13 against Mercer in a 7-inning game. I don't know how college does baseball, but a 7-inning game tonight. I have no idea. I was sitting there watching it, and
whatever.
I switched tabs preparing for this and went back, and I was at a commercial, and I kept on watching the commercial, and then I just realized it was also scrolling to the bottom. Your event has ended. And I'm like, oh, we won. Fantastic. I'll take that.
It's awesome. Glad they
So,
bounced
in a good
back.
spot.
I feel a little bit better after yesterday. You'd still think
Right.
8 runs wins a lot of games for you, but not for us, especially when you can give up 23.
23 runs.
That's so crazy.
It was
that's nuts.
Thank you for your contribution, Ryan. All right. Tim, we were talking about the stadium over there at Tech, about, getting something at Georgia State similar to what Tech has. I don't think we'll get as great as what Tech has, but it kind of gave a feel of what baseball could look like in Summerhill, right?
I think so. I think we could potentially build pieces of it out, right? You don't need what they have, clearly. I did like that, VIP kind of season ticket holder club deck thing they built in the last couple of years. That was pretty nice. I didn't know they had built that before. I guess it was just in the last couple of years, but we can have something decent starting out, but just you don't need that many seats, obviously.
Oh yeah, there's no way. Like the amount of sections they had over there were just like. So Ryan, I don't know, Ryan. I'm assuming you've probably not been to Georgia Tech's baseball stadium. I had never been until last night. They've got like three. They have like 3 or 4 sections of seat backs, like right behind home plate or surrounding home plate, and then the rest of his bleachers going out to just past the baseline or the bases and everything. I don't think we'll have anything near that. Maybe the 3 or 4 sections behind home plate, and then just like standing room only. But man, compared to Panthersville, we could get like a quarter of what Tech has, and it would be so much better than what Panthersville is right now. It was cool to kind of see a game in that kind of atmosphere. This is the first away game, so to speak, that I've seen for Georgia State. So it was cool seeing, and then being in Atlanta was cool. See what it was like. It was Bark in the Park. It was Bring Your Dog Night. I made a couple of comments to Georgia Tech fans that they don't do that game. They don't do that event when they're playing Georgia. They don't want to bring the dogs to the park when Georgia comes to town. I found myself amusing after several beer.
It was all blank stares.
Yeah, their fans were okay, but it was not. They weren't really enthused too much. We got a little shit talking in though.
I don't think they really wanted to be there. They were just there to bring their dogs.
Probably so.
Most of them, they're watching the game, they weren't even paying attention.
Oh, there was definitely. I saw several couples, like guy-girl couples, that had their dogs there, and the guy had the dog on the leash, and like the dog was like scrambling on the aluminum bleachers and everything. And you could see the guy was just like distressed in his face, like, "Why am I here? Why am I doing this?" And then like the dog mom was like, "Isn't my dog so cute? I'm so happy we're here. Wait for the video camera to like put the dog up on the screen." And I'm like, "Yeah, this is not what you signed up for, dude. This is horrible." So anyhow.
Maybe not a good marketing scheme.
Yeah, it was fun. So they got we're at South Alabama this weekend. South Alabama is worse than us, so that's another chance to get to pad the wins. I shouldn't say pad, add some wins. We're still at just below 500. Yeah, 486
tonight, right?
That one. Yeah, we're back to 500 tonight. That's right. Yeah, this standing is from before that game ended. So so I guess actually South Alabama was one above us. They actually were 514. So they're not as bad as I thought they were, but we'll see what happens in Mobile. Good luck to the guys. All right. What else do you guys want to talk about?
Transfer portals?
Go for it.
Which one? The basketball?
Lead the topic.
Yeah, well, another player enters the portal, not football this time, although we had 2 of those. We had Jaheim Hudson enter the portal tonight, which I'm
just
about.
like an hour and a half ago, we found out about it. It's a bummer. Jaheim, this is actually what my reply when I saw it was, despite holding my breath every time he went for a three, he did provide several of the very few like highlights of the season. So this one stings out of everybody that left on basketball. This stings just as much as losing a lot of, just as bad as losing a lot of the football players we got as well, because we lost a lot of top talent there. So this one, and it's just so late. It seems like what happened? What happened this far into the offseason? And I guess we're a month and a half out, whatever. But it's just, or I guess really less than that, really. But anyhow, what happened? Someone's going for him.
Someone probably contacted him and said, "Hey, we got a spot for you." I mean, I liked his play. He was probably a bit too much of finesse play for a big guy. I always wondered, he kind of lacked a little bit of toughness that you expect from someone like that. And then, I totally agree with you on the threes. Just like every time he's thinking about it, you're like, no, don't do that. Except he would make them once in a while. Like he wasn't a big guy that missed them. He did. He probably shot better than most of the team. From three.
Especially that game. Who was it? Was it the coastal game at home where like he couldn't miss a three? Yeah. Oh yeah, that was great. And then we go up there and he could. We found out that he actually could, in fact, miss threes against Coastal. But yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah. I mean, is it us? Is it him? Do you get an offer? Do we need a spot created?
I have to imagine. Well, okay, yeah, it's possible that Coach Hayes talked to somebody and needed an opening and talked to Hudson about it. But I feel like Hudson Hayes knew who he wanted to keep into the next season and who he wanted to replace, and that's why we had those guys that left as soon as the season was over, entered the portal, because Coach Hayes was like, all right, we're probably going to move on from what you're doing here. But had this happen, maybe that means that there is somebody that Coach Hayes has been talking to.
Or it seems the most right.
Maybe this is the start of trades. Like you cut two teams to get players to enter the portal.
It does seem the most right that like that this was unexpected, and that he played quite a bit, right? I mean, he played.
Oh yeah, he's a starter.
And so yeah, exactly. And so it is sort of weird to see. I mean, kids are going to do what they're going to do. Kids, right? You see what I'm doing? They're going to do what they're going to do. And what's up?
No, I'm listening to you talk.
Kids are going to do what they're going to do. And he's
that was weird.
I think I'm lagging a little bit, but that's fine. And we're just going to see more of this in the future, and like we just got to capitalize on whatever we can capitalize on and like replace that talent.
Yeah, I got faith in Hayes. I still got faith in Hayes. He'll make something work out of this opportunity. He'll find the best that's out there. So on the basketball topic, we can talk about transfer portal and football later, but on the basketball topic, we got some scheduling news, Ryan. We got some scheduling news. Oh, and then Tim logs up.
Yeah. I gotta figure something out. Hold on.
Tim's
what are you figuring out? What are you doing? I'm the one that's lagging right now. I'm the one that's like screwing this whole thing up. I can't fix it though. I'm like I got a wired connection. I can't fix anything.
So Tim wants to make sure that you get all the scheduling content in your life, Ryan. They announced.
Right, I don't know if there's announcers. Man, I'm just so excited.
The same thing that the Capital City Classic, the same multi-team event that basketball hosted this past season in the Convocation Center in the box. We got the teams that'll be playing in it this season: Northeastern Little Rock, former Sunbelt member, and Northern Illinois. So I looked it up. We finished the net ranking at 291. We've got 309, 323, and 255 coming to town.
There's your championship game.
Well, I'm really excited about people tuning into that tournament, which not very many people will do.
Yeah, Ryan, it's also scheduled the same weekend that Georgia State football is playing at LSU.
Good, cool. That makes a lot of sense. I will be paying attention to football. I promise.
So my question is, on that Saturday of the game, are we actually going to schedule our game at the same time as the football game, or are they going to do something where we get like the primetime late night game in basketball, and then I'm assuming the LSU is probably going to play is at noon or 1 o'clock, something like that, early game.
We don't get a choice. We don't get a choice in the LSU game. That's going to be either CBS or whatever the SEC's secondary, whatever they'll figure it out. We're not going to get any choice in any of that.
No. And I'm assuming that the times for the basketball games will have to get settled before then. So do you schedule yourself the late night game, the 7 o'clock game for basketball? That makes the most sense, right? It's very, very unlikely that football is going to get a primetime spot. Primetime spot.
It out.
It happens.
LSU,
I would do
GSU at
basketball at
LSU.
7. I would do basketball at 7.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a normal game time anyway. I think we're gonna have a lot of fans going to the LSU game, so this won't matter.
I have my ban on going to the state of Louisiana, but I was feeling a little compelled to go to Baton Rouge for this game. It's not in New Orleans, so that's a win, but it is in Louisiana, which is a big loss.
Is it a win?
Well, it's a win not being in New Orleans. Louisiana. It's always a win when you're not in New Orleans, but you're still in Louisiana, so it's kind of like,
So is it under consideration, or have you?
I don't know. Having this basketball thing of changed it up, because I could have a good day. We could like literally start a tailgate at the box, watching the football game all day long, cooking out, having a good old time, and get good and buzzed up and warmed up, and then go in there and make a ruckus watching the basketball game. That sounds like more fun than actually traveling to Louisiana.
Baton Rouge, yeah.
I would say that I would rather watch us go play Ulala than LSU. Like I would be more excited about playing Lafayette. I like, to me, like that's the game I want to go to. That's the game that like is drawing me in. And I know that's not gonna be exciting for either of you, I don't think, but like that's where I'm at. I'm like, I'd rather go watch the Lafayette game.
Well, we have played in Lafayette like 4 times, and how many times have you gone to that game, Ryan?
Well, none yet.
And we're probably never going to play LSU again.
But I am excited to do that. Like that's one of the things that I want to do. And I've gone to a lot of the P5 games, and I don't know. Lafayette has built up a good enough like a rivalry. I feel like Lafayette is a rivalry to us, and I'm excited about playing them. Like I'm excited about playing Georgia Southern. In a similar way, not quite to the level, but like in a similar, like the attitude is the same. I want to beat Lafayette.
It won't be the same when Bobby Suck leaves, right?
No,
I don't know.
I mean, screw him. No matter what,
the vibe might be off.
He set the standard. He set the whole baseline. You know,
he
did it. He created what he's created, and they can, get effed.
It's their only natural rivalry that we've created by being in this conference. But it's because of basketball. It's because of basketball. We still haven't beaten them in football. So I don't know. I don't know how we've so close so many times. I don't know how their fan base sees Georgia State. I know that in basketball they have to hate us.
Oh yeah.
But in football, I don't. So for us, it's bled over. The basketball animosity is definitely bled over into football and other sports. I don't know if the Lafayette guys feel the same way, but it is nice to actually have like
I don't care about how they feel. I'm not very interested in how the Lafayette people feel. I want to beat them in every sport all the time. That's where I'm at.
That's what I'm saying. It's nice that we actually have because people act like the trash down south rivalry was kind of manufactured because we hadn't played football before and all that kind of stuff. And now that
It's
we
not
have
manufactured.
we've maintained the record against them. Now they're just kind of like, oh, it doesn't matter or what. Yeah, they act like that rivalry is forced. The Lafayette rivalry is not forced. That has
Natural.
been genuinely built
Yep.
up. And I feel like if Coach Hunter had never left, it would probably be even more intense than it is now. Hell, if Coach Hunter had
Yep.
never left, Bob Marlin may have lost his job.
by now. Yeah.
So
He's been
Maybe.
close to losing his job apparently, but he got them into the tournament this year, the conference tournament. They did well, so it's like, what do you do?
right.
You can't get rid of them yet.
No.
But
The
I mean, I
fans-
sort of do like the like Louisiana versus Georgia, because like every reasonable person would look at that and be like, Georgia, of course, right? I mean, so like Alabama exists for Georgia people to make fun of, and then Louisiana exists for Alabama people to make fun of, and then Mississippi is for Louisiana people to make fun of. And then you're done.
Mississippi is the butt of all jokes. Eventually, if you
And
get
then
down the
there's Mississippi.
You're done
rungs of
there.
everything,
Once you get to Mississippi, you're done.
Mississippi.
I have family there.
Sorry, Mississippi. Sorry, but it is what it is. I mean, like, do better.
I mean, you got a state full of people that cheer for the Saints. So yeah, Mississippi is they're like, it's like
Saints
a lot
country.
of Saints fans. A
Yeah.
lot of Saints fans. So they suck. No one likes them. All right, you got anything else on basketball?
I think that's it on basketball, right? No, you
Got a
had
couple of
some
different.
Auburn, right?
Oh.
Wasn't Auburn home game?
Home
mention?
game against Auburn. I that was known. I think that playing there last year was a
Part of a package.
yeah, a home and home type deal. So got hosting Auburn and at Belmont. It'd be good to get Auburn into the convocations, into the box. That'd be nice. That'll be a good fun time. No, we don't know the date on that one yet. Hopefully it doesn't interfere with anything else. But yeah, that'll be a good fun game. There's a lot of Auburn grads that are in Atlanta. There's a lot of Auburn grads that have or currently work for Georgia State. So we'll get
Let's not
Should be-
talk
should be a
about
decent
that.
crowd.
Jesus Christ.
should be a decent crowd, and that may be the most packed we see the Convocation Center.
I hope so.
So
I hope it's a good crowd.
It's good to bring in some of these like banner programs who, like, even if they're not great at basketball, like you pull them in and like you get to say we're playing Auburn, and that's
Right.
exciting for the fan base, and that will pull people in, and that's just a good thing, right? I mean, like, and we should win that game. We should win that game.
really, that is a hot take,
Yeah.
Ryan.
Hot take right there.
No, it's not. We should
I-
win every freaking game we play. Man, I'm just so close to cussing right now, but we should.
I looked at
We should win that game.
I looked at the net rankings. Where's basketball? I looked at the net rankings, and so I said that we finished the season at 291. The net rankings. Auburn was 35. 35.
I don't care.
So
Wow.
I don't care. I don't know what that
A
means.
li- a
That
little
doesn't
bit of
mean
a gap
anything. I don't give a
between
shit.
us.
just a little bit. Yeah, we're 10%.
That was last
or they're
year.
10%.
This is a new team. We like everyone
New-
had players transfer out and transfer in and whatever, and like this is a whole brand new team, and we should win the game.
I agree. Oh man, I'll be cheering with the best of them. We win that game.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna be there.
Yeah.
We're gonna be there yelling for our team.
As long as we're not in beer lines, we'll be there yelling for the team.
I won't be in beer lines. It's fine.
No,
I'll be drunk already.
You're gonna
Drunk on entry.
that tracks.
That's right.
That tracks well.
That's right.
That tracks well.
Yeah, it does.
We got a couple of football things to talk about, right? Some rankings and articles and stuff, right?
And some more defections, right? We had a couple people.
We lost a couple of offensive linemen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that who we
Tight end.
lost?
Tight end.
Tight
or
Aubrey
injured tight end.
Payne.
Yep.
Yeah, like Dr.
Well,
Well,
Payne.
Aubrey
You're-
Payne is an old man, so like, what are we gonna do here? Like, I was a little like frustrated by that because I was like, he spent like 10 years here, and so that's
Yeah, I think he-
frustrating. Is like, why would you leave? What are you doing? But like, also like, you're an old man. You're fine. You're an old man by like NFL standards at this point, and so
Yeah, there are
it's
people.
fine.
There are people that have entered the NFL and have retired from the NFL that are younger than.
Younger.
Yeah, well, maybe not retired, but are no longer being picked up by teams. But yeah, I think Aubrey may
Exactly.
have gone to school with me. Aubrey may have gone to school with me back in the '90s when I was in school. So he's been there for a minute.
That long. Is he really eligible, or is he still needs some kind of waiver?
He's
what
trying
I
to get
read
one
wa-
more waiver is what I read.
Which
It
would-
was that he's trying to get like a single more waiver to have one more year, which is just insanity. The guy is like,
which would be
I mean, he is like
It's-
legitimately like 26 or 27. Like the guy is an old, I mean, he's close to us. I mean, he's closer to us than he is to the people he's playing with.
True.
It's nuts. Not
I'm
David.
closer to
David's an
Colin
old man.
Horvath way. Yes.
I'm closer to twice his age than I am to his age.
Sure.
But no, this would be his third waiver. This would be his third waiver he got from the NCAA. It's like buy two, get one free.
COVID was crazy, man. COVID's a hell of a drug.
I mean, he's probably got. Who does he have? A wife, 2 kids, white picket fence, house, and a dog.
A mortgage, 401k plan. Yeah, he's
I don't know why he
set
didn't
to
want to
go.
stay though. Did he just? He's got to have some school that's like, hey, you can come over here. We'll pay you.
We'll see what happens with him, but like he enters the portal not knowing whether his waiver will be approved. That seems like that's weird.
It's kind of risk, right?
It's like you're not going to get playing. Yeah, like you've got to imagine he's going to be like the starting tight end, right? He's just
somewhere.
Yeah. Not here, I guess.
Wow, that's okay. We here's the deal. We got enough out of him. I'm whatever, man. If you want to go transfer and you want to go in another year, like by all means go. We got like 10 years out of that guy.
At least 10 years. And Cristobal, he left too, right?
Yeah, Leon.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
Cristobal. He's out.
Was that the head
leaving some
coach's
gaps.
kid? Is that like Cristobal, the head coach?
Mario Cristobal?
Of
Yeah.
Somewhere or another. I don't know where he's at now. But
Yes.
that's the
Yes, but they
that's his
started.
kid.
Yes, but Coach Elliott seems like he's been offering a bunch of P5 guys. There's like some Mississippi State guy. There was it a Kansas guy or something? We saw there's some P5 offers that went out, and I think one of them is going to be doing an official visit this weekend. Mississippi State guy supposed to be doing a visit this
I'm gonna
weekend.
take full credit for that because when I was talking to him at the spring tour, I was talking about like, hey, so like we're picking up FCS folks and they're picking up us, and like, is there an opportunity to reach up to the people who are sitting on the bench? And he said no, there isn't, and I feel like he said no, there isn't, and then reached out to people who are sitting on the bench.
You made this happen, Ryan. This was all like
It's me.
Cheer, yeah. Golf clap for Ryan.
You should be
I did
paid
it.
on
This is
staff.
me. Boom.
Yeah, you should
Recruit
on the
those guys. The
recruiting
guys
team.
that are sitting on the bench that aren't on the field. Like, get those guys. Who cares? Like, if they're, I don't know. Like, we just need to like players need to be on the field.
It would be funny
I
if someone that got recruited out into the portal went to a P5 team and then just sat on the bench the whole time. Like, was it worth it?
I mean, it's gonna happen.
Maybe.
100% it's gonna happen.
100% is going. Yeah.
Somebody, I mean,
All
so
right.
like we've talked about this before with like the players that are transferring, they get delusions of grandeur, and it's all good. Like, you can have that, and they're gonna go and they're gonna sit on the bench. They're gonna be backups to the players that are going, and it's an opportunity. They rolled the dice. They said, yeah, that guy's better than me, but he might get injured or he might transfer as well, or all kinds of things might happen. But like, the thing is, these players need to figure out how to get on the field. And if they're on the field, they will get seen by NFL folks. And whether or not that's good for them or not will not matter whether they're in the SEC or the SBC or the MAC or the Pac-10 or the whatever. Like, I don't think Pac-10 is the thing. Pac-12. It won't matter where they are because the scouts are going to see what they're going to see. And as long as you're on the field, they're going to see what they're going to see. But if you're not on the field, they're not going to see shit.
Until
but you also got those guys that but you got those guys that realize that they probably don't have an NFL opportunity and they can make more money on NIL riding the bench at a P5 program than they will actually playing ball at a G5 program.
Do we know what the NIL money looks like at this point? Like, because it feels like it's just been like a couple of grand. Like, it's not a big amount. I mean, as far as like salaries go, like out of college or whatever. Like, I feel like I could make more money if I was a computer science major out of college than I could make for having an NIL.
It
just doesn't make sense
for sure. Yeah, I agree,
not
Ryan.
me, not anybody.
You could make more.
Anybody.
You could make more a computer science major than you could on the football field for a major league football program.
100%.
I don't think that. I don't think that they're going to pay you to sit on the bench at Alabama. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
So I was interested in that you talked about the NIL money. So Georgia has the Classic City Collective, it's just a way to pay players. The valuation for Georgia players is $71K a year
per player, or just in general.
It said the average NIL valuation among Georgia players sits at $71K, while TCU averages $26K.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's total. I mean, or is that per?
$71K is pretty nice.
Yeah, just to play football.
High school kid is like offered $71K a year. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, so you'd have to imagine that like somebody in we're talking about Ole Miss before, an Ole Miss kid is probably not going to get what Georgia money is, but they're going to be getting a lot, and then you try to get them to come to Georgia State where there's really no Georgia State collective, there's no structured anything to put it together, and then even if
one coming, right?
If we put it together, we gonna do the State of Atlanta collective, like name it State of Atlanta, and do our own collective to start making these kids money.
There's a collective that's like started, right? I mean, I've been promised that there's a collective that is gonna occur, but I have not seen hide nor hair of it. But like, be prepared, right? And if you're willing to donate money to it, apparently the coaches think this is the most important thing to continue the program and to get the recruits that they want. And so let's do it.
But athletics can't do it, right? Athletics can't organize everything. It's got to be done by. They can be.
They apparently pulled in. They apparently pulled in the like UGA folks, and it is apparently something that we can talk about. That is athletics. That's my understanding.
I don't think that athletics can actually be can run it.
So yeah, so private.
Run it. Right. But then you're talking about, all right, athletics is all about building the pack and building pack dollars. You've got a fan base, and how many of them are going to give to both the NIL and to the pack? You're going to
from my perspective, the coaches
money.
Don't give a shit about the pack. They want this. They want the NIL stuff. They want that. They want the the community of people donating to get their players on the field.
Right, and that's they say that because they have the PAC already paying for their players' scholarships. But when they lose their PAC dollars and you can pay kids to play, but you can't pay for them to go to school, then you're
Maybe.
still screwed. You need to have
Student
both
fees,
of them.
whatever.
That's exactly right. We'll pay your classmates to go to school with you.
I mean, I'm not
It's like
happy about it, but that's where we're at.
It's like fraternities and sororities paying for your friends, right?
Yeah, pretty much just like that.
Oh, all right. We're 40 minutes in, and we've rambled quite a bit. There are the ESPN's Football Power Index that came out. Also, their 2023 projections. We want to go over that quickly, or
we can talk about that, or we can save it and do it on last call if you want to move along.
We're gonna, yeah.
I'm open.
We already
I'm
talked
skipping
about it.
last call. Just so everybody knows, I won't be there, and that's going to be really exciting for other people that don't like me, right? And I know there's a couple of you guys out there who don't enjoy my voice on this podcast, and so if you don't enjoy it, you should get last call tonight because I won't be there.
You'll be somewhere though.
Well, of course,
yes.
always.
Until he's not. All right. Real quick, we'll glaze over it real quickly. This has gone weird. The ESPN had their Football Power Index for the upcoming season, and we came in
dead last.
No, next to last in the East. In the East, we beat out Old Dominion in the East, which is weird because when you look at their projections, they have us dead last in the East. They have Old Dominion ahead of us in the East. But I think even in their own description of the projections, that they have James Madison as number 2 and Coastal as number 1 in the East. But they say that they think James Madison has the better team, but Coastal Carolina has the more favorable schedule. Coastal always schedules cupcakes, and then they get their bigger opponents they have at home, whereas James Madison has to travel on the road. So they kind of gave the edge there. I guess that's what's going on with us, is that they think that Old Dominion has an easier schedule. So we get last place. But the good news about being projected last place, nowhere to go but up.
That's it.
Boom.
They do really love Darren Granger. Like,
well,
one of in the article, it says something about he's one of their top 10 players.
Yeah, like
the article.
I just
so
don't get it. Like he's got average stats. Like if you go out there and you look at your average stats, and like he's got his good games and his bad games, then like maybe, but like he is a massive failure in a lot of games, and like has caused us to lose a lot of games. I just like don't understand the love there.
Darren Granger as a top 10 quarterback is the equivalent of the top 10 girls in my hall pass list that my wife has approved of. My hall pass list has like 40 to 80 girls that kind of rotate through it based off how I feel at the moment. So yeah,
I mean, Tay-Tay, right?
And Tay-Tay it serves a pretty prominent spot in there most of the time. Yeah,
she doesn't rotate out, right?
I'd like to see, but no, I'm saying, like, there's a lot of quarterbacks out there, and I just don't see how you put Darren Granger up in the top 10 unless it's more than a top 10. It's a top 40, top 60, top 80. He's been around. I think,
or like everyone else is just terrible.
He gets credit for being experienced.
Experience and explosive. His running style, I think, is what everyone gravitates towards. But we want,
or maybe we're missing something. Maybe we're
all wrong.
Maybe we're, yeah. I mean, like, they also do. Their biggest critique of how we were last season was our defense, which we all agree on. We were, in the most part, we were putting up points. Darren was making some stuff happen, but we just weren't winning games because our defense gave up more than we scored. But yeah, just I don't know. Darren has not.
Can you believe we had Minter on our in our program? We had Minter in our program, who is now the defensive coordinator for Michigan and is like he's gonna be a head coach somewhere now. I mean, like it's gonna happen really soon. If he's not right now, I mean, I actually have not followed his career as much as I should, but like 2 years ago, I mean, like 2 or 3 years ago, he was our defensive coordinator.
Right?
It's crazy.
He could be our next head coach, maybe.
No way.
I would
He'll
love
get
that. Oh my god, I would love that. He's not going to be our next head coach. He's going to get paid. He's going to get like real money. But
yeah, he'll probably get he'll probably get a low P5 job, right? He'll get like P5 money at a low P5 program.
Sure.
Something like that, right?
Or high. I mean he might get hired away from like to I mean he's a shooting star. He might get a head coach position at a good P5 program. We'll see.
Well, then hopefully he'll schedule us.
The defense the defense for Michigan has been exquisite, and the defense for Georgia State, while he was our defensive coordinator, was the best defense we'll see in a long time.
Right. Well, no, we have the Coastal DC coming in now. We're gonna have the Teal Force.
We'll see.
The Teal Trojan Horse.
Yeah, something. I don't know.
Anything else about that article? I mean, they were pretty blunt about this season's going to be difficult for us. Yeah, well, yeah, horrible we are. But they said it might take another season for Elliott to turn this around, which I don't like hearing, but that could be reality for us.
I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of losing.
Please stop losing. Jesus Christ. I just want to win some games. What is our overall record? It's losing still, right? Or is it even at this point?
Oh no.
It's like not good.
We're way far away from that.
Let's put it this way. Coach Elliott does not have a winning record as a head coach.
I know. Jesus Christ.
That's crazy.
And he came into a team that did not have a winning record as a program. So yeah, we're not.
Yeah. We're not.
We're gonna have to. I think. Oh, okay. I could be wrong on this, but somebody posted this on Panther Talk a year or two ago, and they said that if we ran the table, won the national championship, and then did it again the very next season, back to back, not losing a game, we would still be at losing. We'd still be a losing team.
That's insanity.
I'm saying this now without actually doing the math because it was a couple of years ago, but we haven't had a lot of winning records since.
I hear you, man.
A couple since then. So yeah, I'm assuming it's probably still true. But we're also talking about seasons where we were, brand new startup. You have your 1-11 season. You have your 2-10 season. You've got your 0-12 season. Those really kind of kill it. And really, it was Coach Elliott's second year, his 2018 season, where we went 2-10, that kills his record. Like you pick up a couple of those that you should have won. Then he's in a lot better position. At one point, I think that if we would have beaten South Carolina to start the season, he would be at 500 as a head coach. But then that just
that would be wonderful because but I don't believe he wanted to beat South Carolina, so there's that too.
Hot take.
Oh no. Come on.
Well, I mean, he's already kind of a jerk to me. So like, even if he listens to this and like decides to be a jerk to me tomorrow night, that's fine. Whatever.
Is that gonna be your new angle? Is that gonna be your new angle on the podcast? Is you're just gonna be like the hate on Coach Elliott guy?
I mean, I'm sort of done with it
until he apologizes.
No,
until he gives you
not
props.
Until he apologizes. I mean, I think he is who he is, and I don't think we're where we need to be to win. at this point, and I don't know that he's the one to do that. I mean, we've talked about this as up to the athletic director level, and like that's where we've been, and that's where I'm at, right? Like we need some massive changes in our athletic department, and I coach and athletic director probably,
I don't disagree.
Do a Georgia Tech clean house.
The state that we're in, though, like, no, seriously, like, talk about, the way that Coach Elliott talked to you at the event and everything. Like, these coaches, and like most of them do, should, for a lack of a better term, be kissing our asses. Like, not that we're donating, tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars to the programs, but one of the things that Charlie Cobb said at the spring events when he first started was the most valuable thing that you can give is your time. So we give our time. Sure, our time is
every week
8:00. Well, yes, but like, sure, our time is like getting there at 8 a.m. to drink and tailgate and everything. But like, we put up with a lot of crap to be a Georgia State fan, and some respect is deserved that way. And I feel like the other coaches, specifically the Olympic sport coaches, are very appreciative of anybody that comes out. I've never had a bad interaction with a single coach. Basketball, volleyballs, softball, all of that. Soccer has always been great. So happy to see you, willing to talk about anything, down to earth, whatever. But the football coaches tend to have a different chip on their shoulder, and they want to act like they're king of the mountain, and you're here for them. Sorry, buddy, you're here for me. Like, yeah. I'm the one paying your paycheck with my donations and my time and everything, the season ticket purchases.
The having a problem with me saying that, like, it's tough to be a fan sometimes, and then like coming at me being like, oh, it's tough to be a fan, and like I don't know. I got really frustrated by that because like I've watched a losing team for years and years and years, even before you, man. Like, you've brought us into a good position, but like, it's been rough to be a Georgia State fan for a long time. And that's not all your fault, but like, don't take it personally.
Right.
I just like, and don't attack me over saying that. I like understand it, hear it and understand it. And like, I don't know, commiserate or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, are you proud of your record? Are you? Do you think that the whole goal of college football, coaching is to do so good that somebody else wants to pay you a crap ton more money?
Yeah,
do you think do you think there's a program out there that wants to pay you a crap ton of more money to come do what you've done here? I said this in our private group chat, was like, I apologize to you that I don't make $500,000 to be in the bottom half of my profession.
Right.
You're getting paid $500,000 a year. I don't know what the numbers, but like something around there, and you are at the bottom half.
Pretty good.
You're in the bottom half of your job. It's a great position to be in. Maybe you should be a little bit more appreciative of it. So,
please don't rag on your fans, the people who are like showing up to the things that you want them to show up to. I felt really not appreciated, which just sucked.
Well, then the spring tour event tomorrow should be awesome because all three of us will be there. We can all talk to Coach Elliott and tell him how we feel, and we'll see what kind of access we get to everybody next season.
I mean, I'll keep going, like, no matter what. Like, coaches are going to come and go, but my fandom of Georgia State is going to be like where it's at. So,
yeah, I think it was Ryan Elliott that said it a long time ago, was when it comes to a coach, we've been here before them, we will be here after them. Like, this is our program, this is our school, this is our alma mater, and they are merely a speed bump along the way and whatever happens here. So, and with that, I say that we go to last call, or Tim and I go to last call, and Ryan takes care of his household chores for the evening.
Gotta clean up a little bit.
I mean, look at that place. It looks a disaster in there. So thanks, everybody, for listening. We're going to head over to Last Call. You can find it on our Patreon page, free of charge, patreon.com/State of Atlanta. Releases on Friday mornings, unless you're a Patreon member, in which case you can get it immediately whenever I post it, which is typically in the morning. Also get access to our private group chat, other stuff. Please check it out. It helps pay for everything. We use the Patreon money to pay for all the costs of doing the podcast, except for the beer. We still haven't got a sponsor for the beer yet, which would be really great if
That'd be awesome.
anyone wants to do that. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Say goodbye, guys.
Peace.
Ryan locked up right at say goodbye, guys. So
Goodbye, guys.
I'll do it. Goodbye.